Woke liberal Iqra Khalid shows just how weak she is and that words really do run her life as the Arrivescam committee continues. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. We've talked about Arrivescam to great detail here on the channel. One of the biggest bombshells, I think, was last week as the House of Commons, including the NDP and the Bloc, voted in favor of complete transparency from the Liberals. This is going to, of course, result in the Liberals having to be transparent in regards to where money went, who was paid, what promotions went out, every cent, and then they have to recoup those costs for Canadian taxpayers, as it's been ruled out that an $80,000 app should not cost excess of $80 million plus. But before we get into today's video, folks, I just want to remind everybody we're quickly ramping up to 30,000 subscribers. I would love to see us hit 30,000 subscribers by March the 13th in time for my birthday. I've already surpassed the 25 mark, so let's set a higher goal. 30,000 if it's your first time here. I hope this video today earns your sub. Everybody head over, smash that button, turn on your bell for notifications so that you don't miss any future content coming up from this channel. And speaking of future content and Arrivescam, ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Kuzy will be joining me here tomorrow morning on the channel in a great sit-down interview about what's happening behind the scenes with Arrivescam and what we could expect moving forward with the Trudeau Liberals as more and more of the dirt from under this rock has been exposed to the Canadian public. But earlier this week, good old Garnet Genus, coming in from the Conservatives. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that last name. Talking about Arrivescam in his committee, and of course, woke liberal Iqra Khalid, who has been a thorn in the side of the Arrivescam debacle. Don't forget, she's the one who actually moved in motion to shut down the investigation into Arrivescam, who said that, sorry, not Arrivescam, the Winnipeg lab incident, saying that it wasn't a priority, that there was nothing wrong that happened, that this is a mistake that was fixed, that, you know, we know we did something bad, but let's just sweep it under the rug and move on. Of course, she sits inside all of these committees just trying to put a stopper in any progress that the Conservatives can make moving forward. But of course, Garnet coming back full force on this one. Guys, get your popcorn. Boy, this is a doozy, and I can't wait to share it with you. But then we're going to get into after why this is an ongoing issue with her. So sit tight, get a seat pulled up, and let's dive into her wacky claims that words just can't allow her to do her job. Here we go.
I am very struck by the comments of my Liberal colleague regarding lack of trust in public institutions, as if public institutions can be trust in public institutions can be disconnected from an evaluation of their conduct. I think public institutions have to earn trust. Now, the Arrivescam scandal is an earth-shattering
Point of order, Mr.
scandal.
Chair.
Massive.
Just 1 second.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Ms. Khalid, your point of order is?
When Conservative colleagues call it an Arrivescam instead of an Arrivecam app,
Ms.
then
Khalid,
it's
that
impacting the public
Miss-
trust. That is the crux of what I was trying to get
Ms.
at.
Khalid, that is not a point of order. That is a term we're hearing both in this committee room, but also throughout Parliament Hill. Mr. Jennings, you have the floor. 4 minutes and 40 seconds, please.
Shut down. Absolutely shut down. I'm calling for a point of order. This hurts my feelings. I don't like the term being used. This is one thing I can never get around when it comes to the left, the woke mobs, that it's like, oh, these words offend me, they upset me. This is reality. Miss Khalid, you're going to have to get used to the fact that when you have an app that was supposed to cost $80,000, that costs $80 million in taxpayer money, that in itself is the textbook definition of a scam, which is why it's being called Arrivescam. Let's continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, trigger warning, my comments will use the word Arrivescam. Arrivescam is impacting public trust because it's an earth-shattering scandal. Massive cost overruns, rigged processes, double-dipping, disappearing records, over 10,000 Canadians incorrectly sent into quarantine, deleted emails, senior public servants accusing each other of perjury, multiple points of conduct that are likely criminal. Yes, this is impacting public trust. The public will only trust institutions when and to the extent that those institutions actually earn their trust. So it's pretty rich for Liberals like Ms. Khalid to talk about the need for public trust in institutions when they have presided over a massive decline in the effectiveness and the trustworthiness of public institutions and done nothing about it.
Mr. Genuis, just now, Ms. Khalid, you are. No, you're not the next speaker, but go ahead. You have a point of order. It's a point of order, not a rebuttal.
I'd appreciate if Mr. Genuis did not try to malign me. I've already been dealing with a lot of hate mail and a lot of threats in my office based on what the Conservatives have done. I would appreciate if you didn't put another target on my back. Thank you.
Okay. Get the tears, get the Kleenexes, Miss Khalid. Now, it is Mark Genuis. I apologize. I always say genus. Or Garnet, sorry, Garnet Genus Genuis. I apologize. Of course, Iqra Khalid playing the victim card here. And coming out full bore to say, "Oh, guys, don't undermine me, please. I've been getting threatening messages as an MP." This seems to be a pattern for Iqra Khalid. She likes to play the victim card. She's forever the victim, as we see here back in 2017. MP behind anti-Islamophobia motion reads out hate mail. Liberal MP who tabled an anti-Islamophobia motion says she has been inundated with hate mail and death threats. Mississauga, Ontario MP Iqra Khalid told the House of Commons Thursday she received more than 50,000 emails in response to M-103, many of them with overt discrimination or direct threats. "I have asked my staff to lock the office behind me as I now fear for their safety," she said. "I have asked them not to answer all phone calls so they don't hear the threats, insults, or an unbelievable amount of hate shouted at them and myself." She described a chilling video posted on YouTube that called her a terrorist sympathizer and disgusting human being. A disgusting human being. Yeah, that's a death threat, isn't it? I mean, all Liberals are a little disgusting, I think, in my mind, especially with their behavior over the last 8 years and the siphoning of taxpayer money. Iqra Khalid will forever be the victim, but this seems to be a pattern. Just please don't say nasty things to me. I've had hate mail. Let's move on to the end of this. And then
Miss Khalid, Mr. Genuis, you have 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Over to you.
Thank you, Chair. I would encourage Canadians who contact the offices of government members to be respectful, polite, and gracious, and also to criticize in a respectful and principled way the profound failures of this government. And I don't think there is anything wrong with criticizing the actions or conduct of members that merit that criticism in this Arrivescam scandal. Quick.
So again, Garnet coming through with just another hammer drop there to call it Arrivescam and also be very blunt about it and saying that the government deserves to be criticized, but in a proper manner. And I agree to that. I think that all government should have their feet put to the fire anytime they step over the line. I've done this in videos with Pierre Poilievre, even though I support him. I've done this with Maxime Bernier. I've done this with Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau to no extent, it seems. But Iqra Khalid, who says, "Hey, I'm allowed to do whatever I like and say whatever I like, and you have to accept that. But as soon as you say something I don't agree with, it's hate speech. I'm the victim. Let me get my Kleenex and I'm going to cry, everybody a river." Now, earlier in this video, they stated that they were going to allow the term Arrivescam because, again, let's be honest, it's a scam, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, they said it's being said in the House of Commons and it's being said pretty much everywhere in social media these days and reported media. But of course, here we have in the House of Commons where they're talking about Arrivescam in greater detail with Pierre Poilievre.
Prime Minister could have followed our common sense plan to axe the tax build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. Instead, he blew over $60 million on an ArriveCAM app that we didn't need, didn't work, sent 10,000 people erroneously into quarantine, losing income, all the while the thing costed 750 times more than the Prime Minister promised. Won't he stand up today and admit that the app is just like him? It's not worth the cost, it's not worth the corruption.
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition knows very well that the moment there were allegations around cost overruns or inappropriate contracting practices, the Canadian Border Services Agency immediately began an internal audit and made the appropriate referrals to the appropriate authorities. We take the obligation to manage taxpayers' money very seriously. Under no circumstances would we condone what the Auditor General determined to be contracting practices that did not follow the rules, and anybody who didn't will be held to account.
Absolutely.
It's funny that he mentions that, and it's funny that they talk about being held to account, because when you look at GC strategies and when you look at everything that's happened in ArriveScam since the discovery, I guess, in this inquiry as to who was paid, what they were paid. We have IT companies claiming that they're doing IT work even though no IT work is conducted. But now Justin Trudeau basically coming out and admitting he's going to arrest himself by his standard. And I wanted to about this very quickly. But let's take a look here. Government.exe is corrupt, tweeting out breaking. Justin Trudeau says people who use the pandemic as an opportunity to line their pockets with taxpayer money is unacceptable and will face consequences. Of course, Justin Trudeau is not talking about the kickbacks he received from donors like GC Strategies, who were awarded massive contracts, or how his net worth was more than doubled over this once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. The Liberal government is responsible for stealing billions of dollars from Canadians. #ArriveScam. Now, let's listen to what Justin Trudeau says here, because this is where I'm questioning what Justin Trudeau is going to do with himself, because it sounds like he's saying he's going to jail. But let's take a look.
How do you explain how GC Strategies, a two-person Ottawa IT firm, received $100 million in federal contracts, and why was its security status only suspended yesterday?
Obviously, this is an unacceptable situation. We have significant questions, as do all Canadians, for the public servant processes that allowed for this to go forward this way. That's why there are ongoing investigations. There will be consequences and accountability for anyone found breaking the law. And we need to make sure that anyone, particularly who profited from a once-in-a-century pandemic where everyone was working hard to save lives and protect people, to line their own pockets or to profiteer from it, that there be consequences for them, and that's what we're ensuring.
He's ensuring consequences for anybody who lined their pockets during the pandemic out of malicious intent. Well, Justin Trudeau's net worth was $9 million when he became the Prime Minister of Canada. Throughout the pandemic, his net worth rose to over $100 million, which by Justin Trudeau's decree here means that he himself is guilty of the very thing he says there will be consequences and people will be dealt with accordingly for breaching these walls of trust while people were saving lives and doing all these things during the pandemic. So essentially, Justin Trudeau claiming, ladies and gentlemen, he is in fact going to arrest himself. He will be dealing with the consequences himself. And, well, we can all go to bed and be happy because, hey, he said it, so it's going to happen, right? That's the hypocrisy of this entire situation, is that even people like Justin Trudeau don't realize just how much they put their foot in their mouths when they say these things. That, hey, everybody, there's going to be consequences for people who did these things. Oh, by the way, I did that. However, that doesn't include me because I'm the Prime Minister of Canada. I can do whatever I like. This is going to get interesting, and it's going to be great to see what happens. Again, I'm going to be asking Stephanie Kuzy when she comes on the channel about things like what are the odds of us seeing some form of, I guess, I don't know, consequences, I guess. Sorry, I apologize. I got to watch what I say because I don't want to be defaming to anybody, but for a form of consequences, for some form of payback from those who stole from Canadian taxpayers' pockets, because essentially that's what we're seeing. So again, my pardons for the pause there, folks. Sometimes I get a word in my head and then it just disappears and you get the old brain fart. But hey, we're heading into the weekend. That's the way it's going to be. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to stick around on the channel tomorrow morning as my interview with Stephanie Kuzy drops here on the channel. It's going to be a banger. Make sure to come check it out. Like, comment, share it out. It helps us get into the algorithm, especially when YouTube wants to push down our videos and make sure that this kind of information doesn't get out. It seems like anytime I list Justin Trudeau or Liberals in my video titles, YouTube immediately shoots it down and doesn't allow it to get out in the algorithm. So any help you guys can give, if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it, make sure to leave a comment, share it out, hit that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, join us this Sunday. Usually we do live streams on Fridays. However, Sunday I will be doing a makeup stream as I'm out of town visiting family and friends in Winnipeg over the weekend. So there will be no Friday stream this week. However, I will be doing my next Friday stream March 15th here on the channel after the Sunday makeup stream, both taking place at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central Time. March 15th, in celebration of the 25,000 subscribers, I will be doing the Death Chip Challenge here live on stream. It's going to be fun. Fun for you guys. So make sure to stick around, check that out, and let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.